Hi, this is Dr. Kimberley Linert, and you're listening to Incredible Life Creator Podcast. My guest today is Mariana Thomas. Mariana Thomas is a health, fitness, lifestyle, and personal growth coach with over 18 years of experience. She is the CEO and founder of Mariana Thomas LLC, offering her knowledge to help you live an energetic life from the inside out. She has traveled internationally as a motivational speaker to train and transform leaders, following her passion to add value to people, which is the core of who she is. Welcome to the podcast, Mariana.
Thank you, Kimberly. I'm super excited to be here with you and your audience.
Thank you. So let's start out by you just telling us a little bit about you. I know you didn't even grow up here. You grew up somewhere else. Where you started out, how you got to where you are today.
Yes, I'm sure you can tell by my accent, right? There's no way that I was born here. So yes, I was born in Colombia, South America, Bogota, and I came to the United States 21 years ago. But let me back up a little bit. I lost my mother when I was 13. So that was a defining moment there. Went to college to be a human resources person, worked for many years there. I was literally raised by my grandmother and part of that by my father. And so a lot of my values come from my grandmother. Strong woman. She was an entrepreneur and just raised a lot of kids without a man in her house. She was a single mom too. So that just gave me a lot of base and strength to be the person that I am today. Came to the United States 21 years ago, like I told you, and got into health and fitness. I would say officially, but I have been in health and fitness since I was 16 years old. So that is a passion, and it just comes easily to me. So I played basketball, volleyball, and I was in all kinds of sports teams, and even in corporate in Colombia, I made people play games and during the weekends. So there was no rest. There was no rest. So I would bring them on the weekends to do tournaments and stuff like that. So coming here 21 years ago, like I said, officially became personal trainer, and yoga instructor, and Pilates instructor. But leadership or self-leadership was always a part of me. So every time I will try to be just a yoga teacher, remember my background was in human resources, leading people and all that, I would get turned into a leader for some kind of group or some kind of program. So I just couldn't escape from that. I guess because I had those skills within me, and I just love to lead, actually. So in the corporate world for 12 years here in the United States, leading teams in a humongous fitness company, and also own my own business at some point in North Carolina. And now as a coach, speaker and trainer, certified. So I just kind of combine all of that. So I don't want to stay too long talking to you all about me, but that's going to kind of summarize who I am and how I got here a little bit.
Right. And tell me about what you're doing now.
So what I do now is exactly what it says today. I'm a health and lifestyle coach and personal growth. So I kind of combine both, right? Because I believe that the first form of leadership is self-leadership. So if we don't take care of ourselves first, and I believe mind, heart, and body, all from the inside out, yeah, we can take care of others. So we can't give what we don't have. So that's what I do. I help people to become the best version of themselves from the inside out. And so they can live the best life energetically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you talked about your grandmother. what parts of her, things you learned from her, do you feel like you're expressing or you're practicing every day?
I think a consistency and persistence. My grandmother, like I told you, she was in kindness. You know, the kindness definitely comes from my grandmother. She was an entrepreneur, and I never saw her giving up. You know, there was, you know, as an entrepreneur, there was a highs and there was a lows. And I saw grandmother being in heights and being in lows, but she never gave up. She just kept on going. She always took that as a learning for her. You know, she learned from mistakes, or she learned from maybe failing on something, and continued to do it better. She
Mm-hmm.
was a winner, and she won, but she actually lost. And but she didn't take that loss as a loss. She take that loss as learning.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that I got that from my grandmother, just to be persistent and just to be consistent. Because on the other side of that is success, you know, for whatever you do.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So, Mariana, when you're working with people, what exactly do you do, and how would someone know if they're actually a person that you would work with?
You know, that's a great question, Kimberly. The first thing that I like to know about someone is what type of personality they are. So I like to start with a personality assessment. I think that's the best way to begin to understand people. Because if I don't know more about why they do the things that they do and why they don't do the things that they should do, so I feel like I can't really move forward. So the first thing that I like doing is a personality assessment. So I'm a certified DISC, and certifying this. So I like to do is this assessment and identify their characteristics. What are their strengths? What are their weakest part of the things they do? But that I don't focus much on where they are weak, but more on their strengths. And based on that, we look at areas of growth. What are the areas of growth for that particular individual? You know, and that's where we create a personal growth plan. And if they had the goal to increase their fitness overall, then we combine the health and wellness. Yeah, because that is part of self leadership. But first, I like to understand who they are.
Exactly. So you start by leading yourself, because you have to lead
Yes.
yourself before you can lead others. And obviously you have to be healthy. So if you're not feeling good, you're not going to have any energy. So you're handling the health part, and then you're using their personality test to help them actually go into an area or work on an area where they have all their strengths.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you know what's interesting is sometimes based on their personalities, you see a lot of traits of why they don't want to get up and exercise, for example, or why they think a little bit, or what they need more details of what is the gym they're gonna sign for, you know, or what are the things that they like to do. Maybe there are some people that like to exercise outside, and some people that like to go in the gym and be in their corner by themselves. And that's all personality based,
That
believe it
makes,
or not.
yeah, so much sense, because I've always been a person that I like to go and do a class or do personal training, something like that. But I have a daughter that I actually purchased, home gym equipment for her, because she will not go to the gym. She does not want anyone to see her in her workout clothes sweating. She wants to go outside and present herself perfectly put together. So, that makes so much sense with the personalities.
Exactly. So she was a little reserved, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's more
Yeah.
reserved and very yeah, she doesn't share a lot, but when she does present herself, it's always beautiful and perfect. I mean, just
Well, that's not the look that we actually have at the gym when we're trying to work out really hard and break a sweat, right?
yeah, it doesn't work that way. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that makes sense. So when you find out their personalities, then are you working with people who are actually entrepreneurial, or they're just people who just want to have a more balanced life?
Both. Both. It could be, I had done some assessment to entrepreneurs. They want to work better with their teams, and they want to understand first of all themselves. I worked with the entrepreneur, I think it was the beginning of this year, and he was having a lot of issues connecting with his team. And one of the issues was his personality, yeah, and how he was using his language to communicate with them versus understanding their team, his team language to communicate with them. But you got to understand yourself first so you can understand others.
So did you have to kind of show him how to communicate in their language? I mean,
Yes.
not literally language, but in the way they want to be heard.
Because his team actually also took the assessment, so he now knows their personalities, so he knows how to communicate with them.
So this is helpful everywhere with families, at work. If you're going to put together a team, anything, the person's personalities.
Absolutely. If you're going to hire someone and you need a specific skill, not skills, but specific characteristics on their personality, you can base everything on the assessment and just hire someone because their personality is X or Y, but it's part of they can use that as part of the recruitment.
Yeah, and you're certified with John Maxwell. So I know a lot of people know that name, but not everyone does. So what does that kind of coaching entail?
Well, that is a certification. John Maxwell, we all know, he's the #1 leadership guru in the world. And he has a certification for coaches, for speakers, and for trainers. And that's where I'm certified with the John Maxwell team. So John and his faculty are part of my mentorship. So they are my mentors when it comes to self-leadership and leadership.
Got it. And why do you do what you do? Is what about it is fulfilling for you?
Yeah. That's one question that I always ask myself. It's like, why do I have this passion that never dies? Because it just never does. No matter what situation in my life, I had always tried to take care of my mind, my heart, and my body. Even in those moments when you forget because you want to take care of others. I have been in that position when I have forgotten myself a little bit, but I have to remember why I do it. And the first thing that always comes to mind is at the age of 13, I basically saw my mom dying, and she was 33 years old. And that was a defining moment for a 13-year-old. And at the age of 16, I just started thinking to myself, I gotta be healthy. I got to stay healthy. And my dad always was very picky about how we look and how, if we gain a little weight. And he was not like bullying us, but he would remind us, you don't want to have a belly, or you don't want to drink too much coffee and that kind of stuff. He's a doctor, so obviously that just came a little bit natural to him. So that influenced me when it came to health. I always ask myself, am I gonna die at 33? You know, that was a fear of mine. I always kept thinking 33 was a scary number for me.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
my mom was 33 when she passed away. So that this kind of defined me, my health and my overall wellness.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my defining moment. Why did I do it? Because I want people to live the best life. It's not about living longer, and that's what I understood, you know, because she died at 33, but it is quality of life.
Yeah.
What is the quality of life that you wanna live here? You know, you want to accumulate wealth. When you're 70, you can just go to the gym and give it all to the personal trainer and give it all to the physical therapist and give it all to the doctors and not be able to enjoy life, not be able to travel, not be able to get out in the morning and hear the birds singing. You know, so that was really important to me, to just get over 33
Yeah.
and be able to help people to live longer and live not only longer but quality life.
Yeah. And that is so important, a quality life, because we are not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not guaranteed to breathe our next breath. We're not guaranteed anything, but if we make every moment quality and purposeful and enjoyable when we can, because not all of life is enjoyable, but we make it the best we can make it, then we've lived a life that's worth living.
Exactly. I mean, I wanna see people enjoying their grandkids, enjoying their kids, their older kids. You know, it kills me when I see parents, they can't even play with their kids because maybe the older parents, maybe they had kids when they were a little late in life, like the 40s or the 50s, but they're in really bad shape, you know, and not only physically, but in their minds and in their heart. So what is coming into their mind and what's going into the heart, and all of that we are consuming,
Mm-hmm.
not only food, but everything that we consume mentally and spiritually and emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we give out to the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And nothing good comes out of that. We receive what we give.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
So, almost getting tired of talking about it, but it's evident right now. Right now, we're staying home, or a lot of us are staying home. I'm in healthcare, so I'm still going out. But how do people handle that, or how are you handling that with your health, with well-being, with keeping that mindset where you're going in the healthy direction?
I'm so glad you asked that question, Kimberly. And I was hoping that you would. I didn't know how soon you were going to ask and how we're going to flow into this conversation. But obviously, it's an obvious question for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing? How are you doing right now? And my answer to that,
Mm-hmm.
I have been preparing myself for 21 years for this moment. And what I mean by that is I have been in the wellness and the yoga world for 21 years, and I have learned to retreat myself. So quarantine it comes very easy to me. It really does. It really is okay for me to retreat. Even though we are physically distant,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not social distance like people are saying, it's physical distance,
Yes.
because we're still socializing.
We're socializing right now.
Yeah, we're still,
Yes.
exactly. I'm talking to you. I'm still socializing, but I'm not physically with you.
Right.
Yeah. So when we go into retreats sometimes. Like, for example, I tell you, many, many years ago, I used to live in North Carolina, and I used to go to this place called Yogaville. And Yogaville is in Ansha. So you go there for retreats. And my room every night, when we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we never spoke. We never talked to anybody. We just go and have our breakfast or our lunch, and we sit quietly. And we do our activities and all that. And we interact when we are maybe going hiking and all that kind of stuff. But not throughout meditation, not throughout the practice and stuff like that. The other thing was when I went to bed at night, there was silence. There was no TV. There was no radio. There was no internet. So my phone had no signal. There was only one area in the whole place. They had signal, so you could go and connect with your family. Whoever was going to pick you up or whoever you needed to connect in the real world. So literally it was a retreat. It was quarantine, right? So I would go into that room and literally be there with my thoughts and maybe read and journal or stuff like that. So this quarantine is easy for me, but I understand it is not for other people. So I am being very compassionate with those who are feeling like, I can't wait to get out. I can't wait to hug people, because that's so natural. I want to hug people too. But guess what? I can wait, because I want to be healthy and I want others to be healthy. Yes. So if I don't take care of myself, I can damage other people's life. I can't give what I don't have, once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I'm dealing with this. Is like, I need to take care of me so I can take care of others. So if we think that way, that maybe people won't be so anxious to wanting to get out of their house. Just think about others versus thinking about you.
Yeah, and you talked about, you're being very comfortable with being alone, being with your thoughts. And right now there's kind of two different kinds of situations. One is there's people, everyone's at home. Like in my household, we even have some extra people that have been here since we started. So we have 7 people living here.
Wow.
Yes, and it just, once all this started, I guess they decided they were going to all just, stay together in one place. So here we are. So there's a lot of extra noise.
Yeah.
And different people's food in the refrigerator and different habits. And of course the habits are changing, and different routines and things like that. As like I said, I'm going into work and my son's working some, but the other people are staying home. So just all those dynamics. So there's that to handle. But then on the other side, there's people who they are living alone, and they're kind of used to that, but they're also probably used to going out and socializing or doing something with other people. And so there they are all day, when before maybe they went to work, they are really with themselves all day. Even if they turn on the TV for noise, they are with themselves in their thoughts. And sometimes that's really uncomfortable for people. So do you have any ideas or tools or anything that you would tell people so that they can actually feel comfortable, and how they can actually maybe use this time productively, being in their own thoughts and with themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. And before I go there, when you were talking about the refrigerator, that's my daughter. My daughter is here and she's finishing up school from here. This is actually her last semester. And yeah, boy, she's eating. So she's going to the refrigerator a lot. Yeah, and that's just funny to me. So I just get observed and I go, okay. but thinking about those people that are living by themselves, and that's not easy. That is not easy. But actually, it's awesome at the same time. Because if you had never been with your thoughts in your unconscious mind, where you can go deep, deep, deep into that tunnel, this is the right moment to do so.
Mhm.
There is a reason why you're there by yourself. Maybe because you need to explore that tunnel. Use this moment to meditate. Use this moment of silence to really go within. And what are the things that are there in our unconscious mind that need to be not brought up, but pay attention, breathe into that, and let go. Because there is a lot of things that we hold onto that we don't need. We just don't need them. So what are those things that you had that you can now go into that and let go? That you can really look deep into yourself. Is it anger? Is it fear? Because all those emotions are rising right now. But those are things that are not arising right at this moment. Those are things that are actually been there.
Yeah.
And they're now just manifesting even more because we now have this situation of a sentence, we don't know what's going to happen the next day, but we never know what's going to happen the next day. So this is not new. So I will say to those people that are by themselves, use this moment to go within. And don't be afraid to find whatever you find. When you get there, accept it. And if it's something that doesn't serve you, let go. I promise you that you will feel lighter. You will feel new. You will feel like a new person when you let go of things that don't longer serve you. And journal, write down, what are those feelings? How did I feel thinking into those thoughts? How did I feel letting it go? Or maybe keeping that because I just can't let go. That maybe it's not the time right now.
Exactly.
Maybe a book can come out from that. Who knows what you can create when you go within.
Exactly. So yeah, something positive could definitely come out of it, or something new that you didn't know was there. The other thing I'm thinking is sometimes when people are sometimes when people are alone and they're going into their own thoughts, and they're very deep thoughts that they haven't had before. Maybe they're fearful or angry or even sadness. And sometimes because we haven't gone there before, and I know I've gotten in this position before too, where the emotion is coming up so strong, you really need someone to help you through it. Because sometimes you can journal and you can think through it or feel down into it, but sometimes you go too deep where you just need some help with that. So people should reach out to a coach or reach out to a counselor or a trusted friend who will actually give you wise advice, not someone who's going to send you further into it, but someone who can help you pull you out.
Yeah, that's the second thing I was going to say. Just reach out to people that want you better. Reach out to people that are positive in your life. People that really wants you to move forward. People that are kind of cheerleaders for you. But not only that, but also people that will tell you the truth. Because those are the real friends. The ones that tell you the truth, not the ones that see something that is not right and they just kind of, That's fine. I like when people tells me the truth. So I will reach out to those people, and you probably know who they are.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. If you think about the people who are supportive, that's the person you want to reach out to. So please, if you're in that situation, reach out. And, if you're kind of at home with in a really, bad situation, whether it be some type of abusive or anything, because it's so easy for that stuff to be hidden right now since we're not going out. Please, call somebody, do something. Just because we're all staying home doesn't mean you need to stay in a really bad situation. So I just wanted to put that out
Absolutely.
there too.
This is a moment where a lot of things are, just coming to the surface. People that are being abused at home, and they have to stay at home with an abuser. People that maybe they used to drink, and now they're at home. Maybe they realize to having a drink again, and the drink uh, turns into two, and two turns into three. So that's when you need to reach out. That's when you need to reach out to people that can really support you on that.
Yes. So please do that. Any other ideas or thoughts on how to just be more in balance with ourselves, be more the leaders, be more come out as our best selves?
One of the things that I was thinking today is to really discover who you are. Like if you're spending a lot of time at home, let's say I was thinking today, those people that has lost their job, and I feel so bad for them. And Kimberly, you had the opportunity to go to work every single day, and thank you for your service, and still during this time adding value to people in your arena. So thank you. But those people that has lost their job during this time, is like really pay attention to how you feel after losing a job. Uh, and do I want to go back to that particular job, or do I want to do something else? Or where is it that I want to go to? Because I always believe that things happens to you to move you to a next level. I don't know, it happens to you for a reason. I don't really like that word. I like it just to move you somewhere else. And so it is our job to discover what that house is. What is that place? So, and really take your time to discover that. And that is self-leadership. That's self-leadership. This taking charge of yourself and not just go with the flow. But it's like discover how that job made me feel when I was there. How do I feel now that I don't have it? And where do I see myself going? What makes me smile? What makes me cry? Those type of questions that maybe will allow you to discover new things about yourself that you can now do.
Exactly, because there's going to be a lot of new businesses, a lot of new ideas coming out of this time. So, and it's in some ways it's forced on us. We're forced to make a new decision. But for some of us, our life is never going to be better. It's going to be exponentially better than it was when we were, doing what we were doing, because maybe we weren't doing what was fulfilling us. We were doing what our responsibility was, or we were doing what we've always done, because it's hard to change. It is hard to change sometimes to something new.
Yeah. And the thing is that change is the only thing that keeps moving. We are always changing, even if we don't know and we don't notice it, or even if we don't like change. We are always changing. And it's happening either by our own actions, or it's happening because we are in a community or in a job or whatever we do, and somebody else makes a decision that is going to affect what we do. So it's going to change. So change is always happening. We just sometimes don't know when it happens. But when the change is drastically like this, we're just like, whoa, and we are a little more aware of it, you know, or like moving from one city to the other, you know, we are aware of that because we made that decision or somebody else made that decision. So that's more, you can notice that more. But when it's passive change, it's a change that's happening, but we don't know it's happening. Like winter, right? And we now are going, fall, and now we're going into we passed spring, and now we're going to go into summer, right? It's a change, silent change that's happening everywhere, everywhere, never stops.
That's true. So Mariana, why don't you share with people some of the things that you offer, your services, your programs that could help them?
Yes, I do offer coaching, one-on-one or group. You know, let's say that you have a team that needs to be in a coaching environment. I do that, or a coaching one-on-one for those people that want to work into their personal growth, and that comes with personality assessment. And also I do a round table, so self-leadership round tables, and those are more like a mastermind type where you come in and you participate. So I'm not the one telling you what to do in your life or where to move, but we are all thinking and participating. So what I do is I guide the table. So I'm guiding and I'm asking a lot of questions, and we're digging and we are reading in a specific topic. And we discover a lot of things. So a lot of people that goes through those, they become coaching clients. So now they want to go deeper into themselves, go within and really find the answers. And again, the coach is not going to tell you what to do. It's going to guide you to find the answers within. So that's what I do. And I do offer wellness programs for those of you that want to work in your health, in your fitness. So I do a lot of that. I have a Facebook group, From the Inside Out Leadership. And that's how I like to help people, just to be the best version of themselves from the inside out, mind, heart, and body. It's all connected.
Wow. So if they go to the Facebook book, From the Inside Out, they can connect with you there. I think you have a website too.
And I have my website, marianathomas.com.
Okay.
Very easy.
Very easy. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Any last words of wisdom?
It's not what you do, it's how you do what you do. So every time you're moving into something, just think about how you're doing it and why you're doing it. So that's my advice to you. It's not what you do, it's how you do what you do.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Kimberly.